Bless up, people. How are we all doing? Hope we're all doing well. The Liverpool Prophet back again with another Liverpool talk show. Big up you all. Big up to you all, people. Quite a bit to discuss. Obviously, I didn't go live yesterday. Trust it to be that the one day that I don't go live on, the Here We Go news drops and we get everything coming out. But I'm here today, people. We're going to discuss the Andoni Iraola to Liverpool. Here we go. We're going to discuss a little bit about what we can expect from our new coach. I'm still unsure as to whether he's got the manager role or um, whether he's got the head coach role. I'm not too sure, so we'll discuss a bit about that. And yeah, big up to you all, man. Big up to you all. I'm glad that I can be here. I'm glad that I can be back discussing Liverpool. I actually feel a lot more upbeat now discussing the team again. Um, a lot more upbeat, which is something I haven't felt all season. So big up to everyone. Hope we're all doing well. Yeah, man, guys, do slap a like on the live stream. Of course, it's much appreciated if you can do so. Big up to you all, man. Big up to you all. Obviously, do sub to the channel as well, people. It does help out a lot. It does help me out a lot, people going. So do slap a like on the live stream, and yeah, big up to you all, man. Big up to you all. Apologies, I'm just looking for something backstage here. I'll get back into the chat in a minute. Where the hell is this at now? Right. Sorry, people. I'm just trying to get the sources ready for today's stream. Here we go. There we go. Lovely, lovely. Right, we'll bring this up in a bit. Okay, that's it. Right. Come on. It's loading. There we go. Done. Right. Apologies, people. I'm back in the chat. My bad. Big up to my brother Vids, man. Big up yourself, Vids, bro. Hope you're doing well. Make sure you do sub to my brother Vids, people, on his gaming channel and, of course, on his regular channel as well, where he does watch along. So make sure you go and show my brother Vigilante some love, people. Big up yourself, man. Appreciate you being in. Nonetheless, appreciate you being in. So, honestly, there's quite a bit I want to discuss, people. There's a bit of transfer news I want to discuss. There's a bit of, I want to discuss mainly about Iraola and what we can expect. And there's a couple other things as well that I wanted to do as well. So, where should we begin? I guess we'll begin with the big news, guys. Like I said, trust it that on the day where I don't stream, this news breaks, but nonetheless, we'll discuss it today. So, people, have a look at what broke yesterday. Literally, I remember I went to the gym at around 9 a.m. Sorry, came back and boom, the first thing I see is this coming out. So we'll discuss this as well, people. But as you can see right there, big up to Die for Liverpool as well. If we spend another 100 million on Monday, what do you think about how much money Liverpool will spend? I think we'll spend Die for Liverpool. I've said it all summer, all season. We're going to spend money this summer. The question is, will we spend as much as we did last season? That's what the question is here. Are we going to spend as much or close to what we spent last summer? I don't think we will personally, but I still expect Liverpool to be in the market spending and buying in players. We have to. You know, we've had a bit of a squad overhaul, a bit of a couple club legends leaving, and we'd be stupid not to spend because we have to improve the squad again as always, and with a new coach coming in as well. You know, we have to. So yeah, even if we spend 100 mil on Monday, I still expect us to be in there for a DM, a centre back with Canate gone, and maybe one or two other squad players as well. So I wouldn't worry about money. Die for Liverpool. We will definitely spend money this summer. So here we go, people. As you can see right here, though, Romano broke the news yesterday. I am a little bit surprised personally that the news took as long as it did to drop. Slot left on Saturday afternoon. Iraola was pretty much confirmed on Saturday by Romano. I'm surprised we had to wait until a Tuesday afternoon though to get the Here We Go. I was sure that we get a Here We Go the same day on a Saturday, but nonetheless, it's taken a couple of days later, but it is here. So breaking, Liverpool have reached an agreement in principle to appoint Andoni Iraola as the new manager. Here we go. Exclusive story from Saturday, 100% confirmed. On a slot left, and Iraola will lead the Liverpool project as expected. Talks advanced over the last 48 hours and deal in place. So obviously, it looks like the club got in contact with him on Sunday then, and then Monday. No, the club got in contact with him on Saturday, and then Sunday and Monday they were just discussing with him and trying to convince him. And obviously, Looks like he didn't need much convincing because he jumped at the opportunity. There's Iraola, of course, there with the Liverpool crest on his blazer behind Anfield. And guys, we've got our new manager. We have got our new head coach. But we can get 2 players for this Diomande money. Why suddenly our club want to spend money on 1 player? To be fair, for Liverpool, we don't know what's going to happen yet. None of the players we've been linked to are concrete. Diomande is someone that we are interested in, but we're not heavily linked to him. Diomande has also been looked at by Paris Saint-Germain. He's someone that I think Luis Enrique is keen on. However, let's be honest, at this current moment of time, I'd have to say Paris Saint-Germain are probably a more attractive proposition than Liverpool are. That's not to say we can't get back to being our best, because we absolutely can. But this current moment of time, you'd probably edge towards moving to Paris Saint-Germain over Liverpool. So if I'm Diomande, I'd probably be looking more towards Paris Saint-Germain. So there's nothing concrete on it, for Liverpool. We don't know if we're going to spend that much money on 1 player, or if we're going to maybe spend that much money on another player. We don't know, man. We don't know. I do believe if we don't sign Yan Diomande, we'll probably end up getting Barcola. And if we sign Diomande, obviously Barcola stays. But I think it's one of the two as the Mohamed Salah replacement. Either it will be Yan Diomande, or it will be Bradley Barcola. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. But yeah, I wouldn't get too carried away with rumours, and I wouldn't get too annoyed yet, because we don't know what the club are going to do. Iraola's got to come in. He's got to assess the squad. He's got to look at maybe who he wants to move on, and we're going to have to look at who he wants to bring in. So you got to give the manager time to look at the team, maybe a week or 2. Then we'll look at market and who we want to bring in, because it's going to be a very different window now with a new coach coming in. I was talking the other week about how we'd look. I was basically doing the transfer rumours and everything based off of Slot still being here. I was talking and thinking that Slot would still be the coach. So I was looking at players that would probably suit the possession, slow brand of football. With him now gone, it completely changes the way we look at the window, I'll be honest. Big up Twisted Fate, man. Andoni, Iraola, if you know, you know. It's not Iraola. His name is Iraola, but I can see that you made a joke at that one really quick, Twisted Fate. Big up, though, bro. Hope you're doing well. Big up yourself. Paris Saint-Germain will sign Koupi Jr. Maybe they are not going to sign Diomande. We don't know, though, for Liverpool. We don't know. I know that they're looking at Diomande and he's on their radar. Koupi Jr., I always felt like he'd go to another Prem club, whether that's Liverpool, City, Arsenal. I always thought he'd go to another Prem club. I don't know whether Paris Saint-Germain will be looking at him, because let's be honest, as much as we all think Koupi Jr. is a big good player, do we not think that going from Bournemouth to Paris Saint-Germain is a bit too much of a step up? I think he could be. I really do. I think he'd be better off just staying in the league. You know what I'm saying? Plus, going to the French league, it's a different style of play. I think Koupi Jr. should stay in the Prem. I'd love him at Liverpool. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, I don't think he should. I don't think Paris Saint-Germain will probably be looking at him as much as they'll be looking at Yan Diomande. Iraola is, oh my God, here we go. Iraola is the pigment skin around your mate. That's how his new name is now. I hear you, Twisted Fate. That is crazy, man. That comment is crazy. But I hear it, man. I hear it. Big up, man. So, guys, Andoni Iraola is the new Liverpool coach. Look, Iraola was probably my second choice pick, I'll be honest. Alonso was my first choice pick, people. Obviously, he ends up going to Chelsea. With Alonso going to Chelsea, that pretty much wiped him out of the equation. So I turned my attention to someone who I think could fit the Liverpool way of playing and who'd really understand Liverpool and the way we want to play football as a club and as a fan base, what we expect to see. And 2 names came to my mind. One of them was Andoni Iraola. The other one was Julian Nagelsmann. I think both are very good managerial options, to be fair. Like I said, Iraola's got a lot of pros, done extremely well at Bournemouth on a low budget, lost his best players, and he's actually got a Bournemouth even better than they were last year, which is amazing. With Nagelsmann again, I think there's a lot of pros to him. There's a lot of negatives to him as well. People will say he got sacked by Bayern. However, I think, again, with Nagelsmann, he's got the experience of winning for Bayern. He's got the experience of managing a big club. So, honestly, I like the look of Iraola and Nagelsmann. I was keen on both of them, but purely because Nagelsmann's won, he's got the experience of managing a big club and he's won at a big club, I was edging towards him more so. So, yeah. But obviously he's still at Germany. People, he was unavailable currently. And I think Liverpool wanted a manager for the here and now. We'd have to wait for him. So I can totally see why we probably said, yeah, not Nagelsmann. He's not available now, and we turned to Iraola. But I've got no issue with that. I've got no issue with Andoni Iraola at all. Banter aside, good appointment, but it's not the one I would go for as a big club. I understand that, to be fair. I totally understand that twisted fate. I think, as well as there's pros to Iraola, I think there's also cons to him as well. One is, of course, can he make that step up from a Bournemouth to a Liverpool? The other would probably be, can he deal with not only playing one game a week, but playing 2 games a week in the Champions League and having to be domestically competitive in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup? For me, that's not even what worries me the most about him, though. The thing that worries me the most about Iraola is probably the fact that he hasn't won as a coach yet. That's maybe what worries me a bit. But hopefully he can prove me wrong in that. But I hear you. A twisted fate, I hear you. I would have gone for Alonso personally, but it is what it is, man. We can't always have what we want in life, can we? You know what I'm saying? Iraola, I think, like I said, I think he's a good appointment, twisted fate, but it's going to be up to him now to prove that he can make the step up from Bournemouth to Liverpool. And I think he's got to prove it to himself as well as a coach, that he can now go from being a coach that has a lower level Prem side competitive and go from that to being a manager who can now take the step up and win. Although I look at it the same, I looked at the Frank at Spurs. I think he probably went for him, as it means they won't have to spend much. No, I don't think so. Twisted fate. I think the reason why we went for Iraola is because stylistically he's a good fit for Liverpool. You know, if you look at the way he has Bournemouth set up, he's a manager that likes his teams to press high. He likes them to run like crazy, and he's a very attack-minded coach. He's very similar to Jurgen. I think with Alonso, from an emotional perspective, he would have fit Liverpool. But we were all thinking about that with our heart, weren't we? If you look at him from a stylistic point of view, he plays 3 at the back. The football maybe would have been a bit too similar to Arne Slot, I can't lie. I don't think Alonso would have coached that free-flowing, attacking, all-out, heavy metal football that an Iraola can coach. So, honestly, I was upset at the time. I was really upset about Alonso going Chelsea. But over the last couple of days, I've thought about it with my brain instead of my heart. I can see why the club maybe decided to go for Iraola over Alonso. I think stylistically, Iraola's a better fit. Alonso would have been good from the emotional perspective and the connection perspective, but I think they looked at it stylistically and thought Xabi Alonso's football is too dissimilar to Jurgen Klopp's football. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think we went for him in the end. Look, there's all sorts of things. People say that maybe FSG were a bit salty that he didn't join us in 2024. It could be, we don't know, but I think the main reason was because we wanted to go back to that heavy metal style of play that we've kind of lost the last year or so. That's not me taking a dig at Iraola profit. It's me taking a dig at FSG. Iraola is great at what he has, meaning they don't have to spend as they would with Start. Yeah, I understand you, Twisted Fate. Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying. I completely understand what you're saying. You are right. I don't think we'll have to spend as much now with Iraola because I think with Xabi Alonso we probably would have had to spend a bit more because we'd have had to change our system from a 4-2-3 or 4-2-3-1 to a 4-3-4-3. We'd have had to bring in a couple of centre backs to midfielder, maybe move the winger or 2-1. With Iraola, you know what he's going to do. He's going to do a 4-2-3 or a 4-2-3-1. So, yeah, a couple of wingers, a midfielder, and a centre back, and I think we'd be good. So I hear that too, Twisted Fate. I think we won't have to spend much now, as much as we probably would have maybe with a Xabi Alonso or another coach. So, yeah, FSG probably did look at it from that perspective as well. Of with Iraola, we don't have to spend as much as we would have to with a Xabi Alonso. So yeah, very interesting, people. Very interesting. Look, I'm not turning my nose up at Iraola though. Obviously, look, we all were kind of eyeing up the Luis Enrique situation, but that's not just Liverpool, to be fair. I think every single club on planet Earth has Luis Enrique as their dream managerial appointment. It's not just us. If you're an Arsenal fan, if you're a Chelsea fan, if you're a United fan, City fan, you all want Luis Enrique as your dream manager. Unfortunately, he was never joining, was he? He was always going to stay at Paris Saint-Germain. The next best thing, I think, would probably be in Iraola, for sure. But now he's the coach, guys. As you can see, Romano gave us the here we go yesterday on on this. We're gonna back him, man. We've got to back him and get behind him. Looks like he was very keen on Liverpool as well, which is something I like to see. Very, very, very keen on very, very keen. He rejected Milan. He rejected Leverkusen. Looked like he was eyeing up the Liverpool job. And I kind of wonder to myself now, did we maybe reach out to Iraola back in January time? Because I think he announced he was leaving around Marchish or something like that. Did we maybe reach out to him when we all thought we were going to reach out to Alonso? Was it maybe under the apologies, people, my window's just blown open. I'm gonna have to close that in a minute. But did we maybe on the sly reach out to Iraola instead of Alonso? That could definitely be a possibility for sure. We wanted Enrique. I'm content with Carrick like you are with Iraola. Yeah, definitely. Twisted Fate. For sure, man. Enrique's a dream, let's be honest. He's a dream for all of us. I think the only realistic club he'd probably go to now after Paris Saint-Germain would maybe be a City. Maybe he'd look at going back to Barcelona, but yeah, it is what it is, man. I'm more than happy with Andoni Iraola as the new coach. And yeah, we'll have to see how he does, man. We will have to see how he does. The Iraola era officially begins, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it's a successful era, and we get back to where we need to be. Big up to Ramchen. Big up yourself, Ramchen. Hope you're doing well. Big up, man. Big up, big up. Yeah, Andoni Iraola to Liverpool officially yesterday got given the "Here we go" by Fabrizio Romano. Those famous 3 words were given. I'm just happy that the club came to their senses, people, and fired Arne Slot, because for me, if we'd kept Arne Slot, it wouldn't have been good. It genuinely would not have been good. It wouldn't have been good for the club, for the fans, for anyone, because it would have gotten toxic. It was getting toxic towards the end of the season gone. Last season would have been a car crash waiting to happen. Could you imagine we go into next season with Slot and the results aren't good from the beginning? We're losing left, right, and centre. It would have gotten crazy. So the club obviously seen that and noticed and thought, yeah, we have to make a change. And they've gone out there. They've looked at a coach that is similar to Jurgen Klopp playing style-wise, and they've gone and scouted Andoni Iraola. So fair play, man. Iraola to Liverpool is given the "Here we go." We will take it. We will take it, man. And yeah, I'm excited, people. I'm very, very excited, and I'm looking forward to the Liverpool era under Andoni Iraola. Looking forward to seeing what his first press conference is going to be like as the coach. Looking forward to seeing what he has to say, what type of message he's going to present to the fans. Looking forward to seeing how he gets on with a couple of players, especially our senior ones, Van Dijk and Alisson. But yeah, man, definitely. We'll have to see how it goes. We will have to see how it goes. The important thing is, though, people, Slot's gone, and we can now start to look forward, and we can start going in the right direction as a club again, for sure. Now City will go on a downward trajectory now. I'm all speaking from experienced managers like Pep, Fergie, 1 in a million. Yeah, I understand you, Twisted Fate. I agree with you to an extent. I do think that City will have a dip, but I still think they'll remain competitive. But gone are the days where we're going into leagues thinking it's City, they're going to win the league with Pep, they're too good. They're very much in the same bracket as all of us now. With Pep there, they were always a good couple levels above everyone else. You know what I'm saying? He's gone now. They're very much in the same boat as a Chelsea, as a Liverpool, as an Arsenal. They can't do the whole, we've got Pep now, we're above everyone. So they're in the same boat as us. I don't know about Maresca, I can't lie. I don't know about Maresca, I'm going to be honest. I think that's a bit of an underwhelming appointment, personally, in my opinion. I've seen a lot of City fans, Twisted Fate, aren't happy with the Maresca appointment. I don't know if you do the rounds and look at City fan channels, but they're not happy with the Maresca appointment. A lot of them are very downbeat about it, because they were all sure they were going to get either Vincent from Bayern or they were going to get Enrique, and they've ended up with Maresca, which is kind of funny. But I still think they'll be competitive. But gone are the days where we're talking about City as being this juggernaut under Guardiola. That's finished, man. That ain't happening again. They've got to accept now that they're going to have a drop-off without Pep. They have to. Liverpool assessed both Alonso and Iraola. Data is why they waited until the end of the season, until Iraola leaves the Cherries. I think it was a stylistic thing as well, Ramsey. I don't think they have anything against Alonso per se, although their reports would suggest otherwise. But I do believe that it was purely a stylistic thing. They think Iraola's football is better suited to Liverpool than Alonso's football would be. And that's also ironically, that's the same reason why we didn't get Alonso after Klopp as well. They told us that Scottish football was similar, was more of a fit for us than Alonso would be. Which that aged well, didn't it? It aged well. Big up Natasha. Hope you're doing well. Hi, big up Natasha. I'm on with Uncle tonight. I haven't been invited on yet, Natasha, but maybe Roger will reach out to me later on. If he does, more than happy to show up and give him support, man. Big up to Uncle as always. But as of right now, no, I haven't been invited on. Scott and Krupi Jr. are most welcome at Liverpool. Yeah, if we want to go back in for them, if we want to make a move for them, I wouldn't be turning my nose up at either of those two for sure. The only thing holding up the press conference is the backroom staff he wants to bring with him. Yeah. He looks obviously with the new manager coming in, he's going to want to bring his own coaching staff in, which we're going to discuss that as well, people, because there's an interesting ex-player that's been linked with a move back to Liverpool as in a coaching role, which I can't lie, we've heard this before, but now it looks like it could be a genuine possibility, which is just crazy. But yeah, we're going to discuss that as well. We are going to very much discuss that because it looks like one of our ex-players could be making a move back to Liverpool very, very, very soon. Which kind of excites me, to be fair. Looks like we're going full Spanish with who we're bringing in. Looks like we're going full Spanish with who we're bringing in. And I'm certainly not turning my nose up at it, for sure. Just trying to look for the article on that now, people. Apologies. I can just find it. So, here we go. Right, we'll just set that. We'll get that backstage for later on. Right, back to the chat, people. Apologies. Yeah, it'll be interesting seeing Natasha whether Iraola does bring that player back in. It will be. They've got Elliot Anderson done deal. Who's that? City, Natasha. Arsenal. Arsenal got Alvarez and Rodgers. I haven't seen no here we go on that though, Natasha. I haven't seen a here we go on that on social media regarding Alvarez and Rodgers to Arsenal. But maybe I'm wrong. A good coach as a leader always pushes players to give 200%. Ferguson, Enrique, Klopp, and why not Iraola? Yeah. Look, obviously, Iraola is a good level behind those coaches. But yeah, a good coach and a good manager will always push players. He'll have players naturally wanting to give 200% for him because they've just got that aura about them. 100%, Ramsey. Maresca appointment reminds me of getting Moyes after Ferguson. Maybe not too bad of an extent, but Moyes wasn't exactly a no one from where he's. That's where I'm coming from. Yeah, twisted fate. I wonder if Pep maybe recommended Maresca. I don't know for sure, but maybe Pep had a say in that. You know, I know Klopp didn't have a say in Slot, but maybe they did ask Pep who he'd maybe appoint as a successor, and he recommended Maresca. But I hear you, twisted fate. That's definitely got vibes, similar vibes. You're right. Moyes was a decent coach before he went to United, and he is a decent coach now, but he completely his arse completely fell out at United. Sometimes I think it's not because they're bad managers. I feel it's because the pressure of them coming in to replace the person before them becomes too much. That's what I think sometimes. I don't think Moyes was a bad coach, but the pressure of coming in after who he was replacing would have been too much. And maybe that could happen with City, Maresca and City for sure. But you know, I don't think he's going to do nothing crazy at City. I think he still has them. I think he still has them competitive. But I don't think they're going to be a juggernaut no more. I really don't think that. No, I really don't. I see United are starting to panic by no top signings. I don't know, Natasha. I think Edison's a very good player. Look, I don't like United, and I'm the first to say I'm not a fan of them, but I think Edison is a very good signing for them. It looks like they're eyeing up. Who else are they eyeing up? That Fernandes from West Ham. So I wouldn't say they're panic buying. I think they're making a couple of good moves. I'll be honest. I hate to say it, but I've just got to be neutral. Yeah, City will get Anderson, Natasha. City will get Anderson. I think that's nailed on to happen. We aren't panic buying Edison, Fernandes, Lewis Hall. No, they're very good players. Twisted Fate, I agree. I think they're all very good coaches, not coaches, all very good players. Edison is someone I wanted at Liverpool. Actually, he's someone that we were talking about a couple of weeks ago. I was talking about a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. I certainly wouldn't mind him at wouldn't have minded him at Liverpool. I'm a bit jealous that United got him, but yeah, you're definitely not panic buying Twisted Fate. We should also talk about Kanate. Yes, Ramturn, thank you for reminding me, man. We should talk about Kanate because it looks like he's very quickly found his next club. I really can't believe we've allowed another player to go to fucking Real Madrid on a free transfer. I was sure that he would go to Paris Saint-Germain or he'd go somewhere like that. In Madrid, really, you want to go to them, Tom Bags? Sake, man. But yeah, it looks like Real Madrid and Kanate are getting to know each other well. I really thought that boat had sailed. I really did, but obviously not. Obviously, Ibu still is keen on a Madrid move. I'm just a bit pissed we didn't offer him a new contract for sure. But United wanted Anderson. Yeah, Natasha, but to be fair, I think Edison's just as good of a player as Anderson, if not better, to be fair. So I wouldn't say United are panic buying. I think they're doing some good business, to be fair. You know, I don't want to have I like to speak about every other club or every club that I speak about in an unbiased way. Even though I don't like Everton or Man United, I still have to talk about them and give my honest opinion. Otherwise, I'm letting feelings and bias cloud my judgment, and I don't do that. Especially for 38 million, Edison and we can snatch, or from Newcastle for 50 million. He's open to come in as well. Yeah, very good signings, man. Very good signings, to be fair. Yeah, it is called having choices, man. You're right there. Twisted, you're very right there. Very right. Big up Desio, man. Big up yourself, brother. Yeah, don't put all your eggs in one basket, man. Facts. Make sure you've got options. You know, if you miss out on one player, you've got another one. Like that's what I think Liverpool don't do sometimes. You know, you miss out. We missed out on players before. We don't have a backup lined up. It's always good to keep your options open for sure. The Ukraine player that plays for PSG that wants to leave has held talks with Liverpool. He's played for Iraola before. Which player is that, Natasha? Ukraine player. Kvaratskhelia is not from Ukraine, is he? He's not from Ukraine. He's Georgian, I think. You're gonna have to let me know the name of the player, Natasha. I'm not too sure off the top of my head who that is. But guys, have a look at this. This is some interesting news, but I find this very, very, very intriguing. I'm a bit surprised as well that it's happening, or it could happen. But yeah. If I can find it, wherever it is. Where is it? Here we go. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Here we go. Found it. So, people, it looks like this man right here, yes, that man right there, Thiago Alcantara, could be returning to Liverpool as a member of Andoni Iraola's coaching staff, which is crazy, but I don't know who the source is, so take what they say with a pinch of salt. But I've seen it doing the rounds recently. So Thiago Alcantara in Andoni Iraola's coaching team. Now that's not just a link, that's a statement waiting to happen. A midfield genius who saw the game in slow motion at Barcelona and Liverpool, now possibly stepping into the dugout to shape the next evolution of this club under Iraola's high-intensity system. Imagine the blend. Iraola's aggressiveness, relentlessness, pressing football, and Thiago's elite technical brain and tactical IQ. That's not just coaching, that's football intelligence upgraded. And the funny part, he already knows Anfield. He already understands the pressure. He's not learning the job. He's returning to rewrite it from the sidelines. If this happens, the rest of the league better pay attention. We'll calm down on that. We don't want to run before we can walk. But it looks like Liverpool could be reaching out to Thiago to join Iraola's coaching staff. I can't lie. I don't know, man. What do we think of that, people? I think I'm open to that. I'm open to that one. Thiago coming back as an assistant. Bring it on. I'm the same age as Iraola, 42 years old, and I'm still playing football, not bad as a defender. Hey, Ramchen, get yourself signed up, man. You can be the Kanate replacement. I'm actually low-key intrigued how Iraola will have Wirtz playing. So am I, Twisted Fate. I'm very interested to see what he does with Wirtz because it's a big season for Wirtz. I don't think he had a terrible season, but he didn't exactly set the light on this year. Part of that is probably to do with him adjusting in. The other part, of course, is to do with I think Slot really wasn't helping and didn't know how to get the best out of him. But Iraola, a manager who's all out attacking in the way he plays, I wonder how he'd get worked into the team. I'm very intrigued myself. I agree. I see Ben Jacobs has said earlier that the Monday to Liverpool will be done in the next few days. Hopefully, Natasha. Fingers crossed. Big up for that. I'm 31, had 2 ACL, so I'm done. As we discussed yesterday at King's live stream, the Liao incident is true, but not to put the fires in the bag part. Oh, you exaggerated on that, did you, Desi? Oh, I hear it. I'm gonna discuss a bit about Liao as well later because there's some interesting news on him too. But big up yourself, Desi. I hope you're doing well, man. Big up, man. Big up. Zabaya Emery, is that how I'm saying it? Paris Saint-Germain central defender, ex-Cherries, maybe to replace Konate. I hear it, potentially. Iraola also wants the people who worked with him at Bournemouth to come to Liverpool with him, and he also wants to bring Cooper Jr. to Liverpool as well. Hey, I'm open to it. But Thiago, guys, back as an assistant, I wouldn't say no to that. I think he would have joined with Alonso as well. Alonso, I'll admit on paper, guys, Alonso and Thiago link up would have looked a lot colder than Iraola and Thiago. But yeah, if Thiago's interested in coming back, could help with his coaching badges as well. I think he will be a coach one day, but I'm certainly not saying no to that, man. As the guy said there in the post there, could you imagine Iraola's aggressive, relentless pressing football added in with Thiago's elite technical brain and tactical IQ? That's great. That is great, man. That would be great. There you go. It's not just coaching; it's football intelligence upgraded. So Thiago, obviously, look, as a player, we know how brilliant he was, man. Goes down as one of the greatest. At Liverpool, couldn't really show his full potential. If I'm being honest, I think we probably got Thiago a couple of years too late. Maybe if we signed him a couple of years earlier, we'd seen better. But yeah, look, I just love sitting here and saying Thiago Alcantara played for Liverpool. That's what I'm proud of. He might not have set the world right as our player, but I love sitting here and saying, yeah, Thiago Alcantara, he played for Liverpool. He was a Liverpool player at one point in his career. So maybe he could be returning as part of Andoni Iraola's coaching team. I'm interested to see how that happens. I'm very interested to see if there's any truth to that. If there is, hey, I'm not saying no, man. Bringing on the more the merrier. You know what I'm saying? The more the merrier. Liao is a solid player, but I want Bowen, not Liao. I hear that. Bowen's a good shout, to be fair as well. I think Liao would be an upgrade on Gakpo. He's not Luis Diaz level good. He wouldn't be an out-and-out Diaz replacement, but I definitely think he'd be an upgrade on Gakpo. I wouldn't mind having Gakpo as a backup squad rotation player, and then Liao is the first choice left winger. But Bowen, probably for Premier League experience, is a better option. Thiago will be doing side quests nowadays, whatever pays the bills. Hey, listen, man. If he wants to return as a coaching staff member for Iraola, run it, man. Run it. Iraola runs a very tight ship. It's his way or the highway. Any yap from the players, they will be gone. That's good. Natasha, Klopp was very similar. Very disciplined. I remember when Klopp first came in, Natasha, yeah. And obviously the team we had then to the team he left behind was a completely different team, player-wise. But I remember when he first came in and he implemented his style and he had training the way he had training. I remember a lot of articles were saying that a lot of players at the time were complaining about the high-intensity training, and Klopp literally turned around to them and said, cry more. It's tough. You got to do it. So I like that no-nonsense style gaffer. Someone who's going to make players do it. He literally turned around and said, tough. If you don't like it, leave. So if you're not willing to work hard, I don't think you should be a Liverpool player. If you're not willing to run your socks off and give everything for the badge, you shouldn't be a Liverpool player, respectfully. I think all our transfer targets will and must be reviewed regarding Iraola's style. Some players also need to be sold. Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with McAllister, Ramchin. Now, McAllister didn't exactly lack legs in Klopp's last year. He was a starter week in, week out. He did a lot of running, worked hard. But I don't think he's an out-and-out player that would fit into an attacking system. So I'm interested to see what would happen with Alexis McAllister now. Would he be a player that maybe Iraola is keen to work with, or would he be someone that Iraola might look to move on? Maybe. We'll have to see. But McAllister is certainly one that I wonder how he'll get on in the system. I mean, at least I'm happy for him. He won this. I'm not. He won the. I'm not going to say that word, but yeah, big up. He with us. At least he didn't retire empty-handed. Yeah, 100%, man. I'm just glad that he played for Liverpool at some point in his career, man. You know, that guy was a gem. You know, I agree. Like I said, amazing player, an amazing player. If only we'd signed him a couple of years earlier, maybe we'd have gotten a couple of his prime years out of him. See you, man. I hate Gakpo too much. He's not a like for like Salah, but they're both similar style players. They're not touchline wingers. I like cutting in and goal. I don't hate Gakpo twisted fate. I've always kind of said that for me, Cody Gakpo shouldn't be Liverpool's first choice starting left winger. I have no issue with Gakpo as a squad rotation player, as a backup. That's how Jurgen Klopp used to use him. You know, we used to have Diaz as the first choice, Gakpo as the second choice. I think that's mainly because Klopp kind of knew he wasn't Diaz level good and he was limited, should I say. So if we're gonna keep Gakpo around, I've got no issue, but I just don't think he should be a starter. I think squad rotation player, backup option. I think Gakpo still is effective because he has come off off the bench a couple of times this season and he has been effective. So I think that's where he works best for me, not when he's starting. Yeah, I don't think I agree. Twisted Fate. I think the Gakpo hates too much from certain people. I don't think he's a bad player, and I don't think he deserves the hate he gets. I think as a super sub, he can be effective. There will also be training out in all weathers. Yeah, Natasha, you got to do it, man. You got to do it, man. You got to do it. Otherwise, you're gone. That's what it was like under Jurgen, anyway. You can see that the training sessions properly slacked off on the slot. You could see that the intensity wasn't there no more. You can just tell from the social media posts that training just wasn't where it needs to be. Remember Klopp fired Sacco? Oh yes, I do, Ramton. When Sacco put up that was it, the Snapchat message or something. Klopp was not impressed, man. He got rid of man straight away, and that's good because he set an example early that he wasn't going to be pushed around by any player, or he wasn't going to bend to any players. Well, yeah, Klopp's bloody hell, Ramton. You've taken me back there, man. The Klopp and Sacco incident, yeah, man, that takes me right back. Yeah, man. That's when Jurgen really put his foot down and kind of made known that he wasn't going to be pushed around by no one. And he set an example to the rest of the team as well. Fuck around, find out. This is what happens. Why don't you send Uncle a message to ask if you can come on his solid? I will do, Natasha, yeah. If you want me on, I've got no issue reaching out to Uncle Raj and hopping on. That's the only thing I like. Spotify FC gave us this talent. Apart from that, hope they get relegated to North Korean League. I hear it, man. I think you're on about Barcelona there when you say Spotify FC, but yeah, I know you don't necessarily. No, I agree, Twisted Fate. I think there's a lot of Liverpool fans that overhate on Cody Gakpo. I think it's too much. I really do think it's too much. As a squad rotation player, I'm more than happy with keeping him around. I think he will, Natasha. Yeah, I've seen he's linked with them. I think he gets the AC Milan job. I think he probably shoots going to this area, a slower league. His style of football would probably be effective there. So if he gets the AC Milan job, people, best of luck to him. 1 minute. I'm just going to have to close my window. Apologies, everyone. Apologies. Oh, my God. The wind's blowing crazy, everyone. The wind is blowing crazy. My bad. Apologies for that, everyone. But yeah, if he gets that AC Milan job, all the best to him. All the best to Arne Slot in his next adventure. Like I said, I hold no ill intent towards him. Slot was surprised by Liverpool on Friday. He was in meetings for recruitment on Saturday. He called a meeting. Big up Chronic, man. I hear it. He must have been surprised. He probably thought he was staying. Guys, make sure you do sub to Chronic, guys. Another one. Another legend in the building. Make sure you do sub. Mods, if you can get his links in. Please do. Please do, Mods. Thought it would be with the hierarchy to talk about next season, but this got cancelled. He was asked to join a secondary meeting in the morning and Liverpool parted ways. Makes sense, to be fair. Makes sense. He can ruin them. Yeah, Zlatan. Ibrahimovic wants Arne Slot. That's interesting. Look, good luck to Arne Slot, man. Like I said, I don't hold no ill intent towards the guy. You know, if other people want to be salty and bitter about it, carry on. But for me, no bitterness towards Arne Slot for me, man. Didn't work out at Liverpool, which is a shame. But all the best to where he goes next. Regarding Iraola, people, I want to bring this up here. this is from a while back, and I want to compare something, right? I don't mean to be disrespectful, but how is it possible that Klopp's team in 2021 lost 7-2 to Villa? That wasn't 20. Oh, you're bloody hell, fucking hell, Desi, man. You're bringing up bad memories for me here. You're bringing up some bad memories for me, man. 7-2 against Villa. I remember that game very, very vividly because, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I think United had lost 6-1 at home to United had lost 6-1 at home to Spurs, literally the same day. And then we go and lose to Villa 7-2. I don't know what happened that day, Desio. I remember the game vividly. I don't know what happened. But we got an absolute battering and a hiding from Aston Villa. Thankfully, something like that's never happened again, but I remember it very, very well. It's just one of those freak results, Desio. That's all it is. It's literally just one of those freak results. It's a result that happens once in a lifetime and you'll never see it again. Chronic, I saw this before halftime. I literally was reading up on that before halftime. But because it wasn't from a reliable source, or because I hadn't heard of the source before, I just kind of looked away from it. But that's mad. Fulham interested in the slot. Which right back do you want, Prophet? I don't know. To be fair, die for Liverpool, man. I'm more looking at centre back, wingers, and midfielders. I'm not really looking at a right back too much. But I do think we need one. Who would you go for though? Who would you be looking at? Slot wrote a heartfelt letter to the fans. He did, Natasha. I discussed that on Monday. I discussed that letter on Monday. Lovely letter. Lovely goodbye message, and all the best to him in the future. All the best to him, man. We lost to Villa as well. We lost to Villa as we still had lots of champagne running in the blood after winning the league after 30 years. Now, to be fair, Ramchin, that Villa result just came out of nowhere, man. None of us would have thought we'd go to Villa Park and lose 7-2. At the time, they had Dean Smith as their manager as well. I never would have thought that, but thankfully, something like that's never happened again. But it's definitely down the history books, unfortunately, for us. Yeah, bro, I remember the game. We got an absolute hiding. The team looked unrecognisable. Even Klopp after the game, had no idea what happened. He looked completely dumbfounded. And we all were. It was a very crazy, crazy night. Coyote's a shout, yeah. Michael Coyote would be a shout. Chronic, yeah. Could have happened this season against us. Prophet. Still mad our players didn't go for the jugular. They knew the game was done and stuff. Yeah, to be fair, Twist is right. That United game was, on paper, it was a close game, but if you go back and watch the game, United should have scored a good couple goals more. I know you definitely wanted it. But yeah, I agree with you, Twisted. Coyote, yeah. Palestri's another one. I remember Anfield Agenda mentioned. Yeah. I remember Anfield Agenda's reaction when he was saying 7. I remember, man. Yeah. Lockdown times. But that's a result that I really don't think. I don't like reminiscing on that, man. I really don't. So, guys, this is on Iraola, right? If I just bring this up again, I brought it up a minute ago. But as you can see right there, Romano has... Look at what Romano's wrote. Liverpool reached agreement in principle to appoint Andoni Iraola as new manager. Keyword manager, right? So that's what he posted yesterday. Manager. Now, if I go back to what he said when we appointed Slot, if I can find the article, but there he said manager, so we've appointed Iraola as coach, right? Now, look at this now from when we appointed Slot. I had to go back and find this because this was fucking hard to find. It's a good 2 years now. So this is from when we appointed Arne Slot as head coach, people. If you can read that there, Arne Slot will be the new Liverpool head coach, replacing Jurgen Klopp at the end of the season. So for Iraola, he said manager, but for Slot, he said head coach. So that's making me wonder. As you can see right there, head coach, manager. Very, very different writing. And he hasn't just done that by mistake. There's a reason he's done that. So that makes me wonder, guys. Have we given Iraola the manager role or have we given him the head coach role? What do we think? Because for Slot there, and I know Slot was given the head coach role when he came in, but for Iraola, Romano specifically said manager. For Slot, he said head coach. So what do we think, guys? What do we think? If he's given the manager role, I've got no issue with that. That gives him more power. I don't particularly like this whole head coach narrative, man, that's been going around. I think, again, people have got too much of an obsession with giving the manager or a person a head coach role. Very, very weird. Say manager, man. It's just a way of controlling people, isn't it? You know, a manager has more of a say, whereas a head coach doesn't really have much of a say. But yeah, if we've given him the head coach role, I got with the manager. Oh, sorry, I've got no issue with it. You know, I've got no issue with it. Yeah, Arsenal lockdown was peak. There's they were losing left, right, and centre. The crash outs were mad. I remember, man. Michael Curl, they would be perfect for me. Can play centre back, right back, inverted wing back, so versatile. Yeah, definitely done for Liverpool. He's someone we should look at. The Arsenal team during COVID was disgusting. It was like a bunch of zombies running around the ball. I remember it was bad, man. It was. I think Arteta actually had Arsenal sat 15th at some point around January, Christmas time. It was crazy. That was the peak times, man, when Arsenal were actually a proper banter club. You know, now people still take the piss out of them, but they're still in the top half of the table. Back then, they were all over the place, man. Should be the other way around. Iraola is a superior coach to start. He knows how to get the best out of average players and make them stars. 100% twisted fate. 100%, man. Slot was head coach, Klopp was manager, and Iraola will be head coach. So I hear that, Ramshan, but Romano said there, why didn't he just write head coach? Why did he write manager? For Slot, when we got the Here We Go on Slot 2 years ago, he wrote head coach. Iraola, he's written manager. So maybe the club have given him the manager role. Maybe they have. Because Romano wouldn't just make a mistake like that, would he? Saw somewhere that Dean Howson could be a target. Would he be willing to leave Madrid though? Would he be willing to leave Madrid, Quanick? That's the thing? You know, it's all good saying, yeah, we bring him in, but would he be willing to leave Madrid? That's what I'm wondering. So here we go, guys. Another thing about Iraola, if I bring this up and share the screen. So Iraola has signed a here we go. Romano's reported that he's going to sign a 2-year deal. So Iraola signing a 2-year deal until June 2028 at Liverpool. Already involved in transfer plans and strategy. Iraola asked for a 2-year deal, as he always did at Bournemouth. So 2-year deal, people. It's a 2-year deal for Andoni Iraola. I've got no issue with that. A couple of people were asking me today, why is it only a 2-year deal? Well, if we look at Slot, we gave Slot a 3-year deal. Had a very good first year. Completely went pear-shaped in his second year. I like this from the club. I think the club are playing this right. They've learned from the Slot thing by the looks of it. And yeah, if he has 2 successful seasons, give him another contract and a longer one. But yeah, we gave Slot a 3-year deal. He completely fell apart in his second year. The club are probably a bit more cautious now going into this one. Give him 2 years. See if he can have 2 consistent seasons back to back. And then if he does, we give him a new contract. So I don't have an issue with him getting a 2-year contract. I think this is the correct move from the club. When you saw what happened with Slot and how pear-shaped they were with him, no issue with him getting a 2-year deal. Let's hope Iraola can have 2 good seasons and then we can extend him again. But yeah, it's good that the club aren't taking no chances on it and they're playing it smart. He's not being played well. That's interesting then. He could certainly be looking to leave them. If he's not getting game time there, he could certainly be looking to leave. Profit what's hilarious is Bruno's assist record was headlines more than Arsenal's league win after 22 years. I will say a twisted fate, yeah. Arsenal winning the title wasn't as unbearable as I thought it'd be. Now, I know people were annoyed because they thought it was going to be crazily unbearable if they won it. I don't think Arsenal supporters were that bad. I thought they were relatively humble and they were just celebrating in and amongst themselves. I thought it'd be crazily unbearable, but it wasn't too bad. It actually wasn't bad. It wasn't talked about much either. You're right, twisted fate. You know, people were more focused on Pep leaving. They were more focused on what United were doing with the Bruno assisting. I'm not going to lie. I'm not taking no credit away from them. I'm not trying to discredit Arsenal Football Club, but it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad, man. Real Madrid signing 3 players, selfish players, Mbappe and Trent, and now Canate. Good luck in Madrid. Yeah, good luck to Ibu, man. Hope he has a good career over there. I would have preferred him to stay, but it is what it is. Hasn't been that bad because we lost the UCL. Let's be real. Yeah, maybe that UCL, if they'd won that, it would have been crazy. Yeah. It was Iraola's request, the 2-year contract. I hear it. I hear that. Smarter from him as well. We'll see how he does, man. I'm hoping he can have 2 good years, and then maybe when we look at this in 2 years' time, we can he and the club might want to sign for another 4 years, maybe something like that. But yeah, 2 years for Iraola. He signed a 2-year deal. Interesting, very interesting. But yeah, Twisted Fate, you make a point. Maybe it is because they lost the Champions League final. Maybe it would have been a lot worse if they had won that. Maybe it would have been a lot worse if they had won that. Could be indeed. So, guys, check this out. Check this out. This got brought to my attention yesterday afternoon, but it's crazy when you think about it. So this is from Prime Sport on X. This is absolute madness. But back to Iraola as a rival. Being honest, I think he should be level as a coach for the first 2 years, and then see how it goes and upgrade him to manager. Yeah, I agree. Twisted Fate. Klopp was a coach when he came in. Klopp wasn't a manager when he came in. People, he was given the manager role as the years went on, and I think the same thing should happen with Iraola. Head coach to begin with. If he has successful seasons and he does his thing successfully over the years, then he can upgrade it and he can be the manager, get more power. But you've got to earn the right to be a manager, I think, now, and have a say on things. You have to start off as a head coach. It's important you prove yourself before you just get given the keys to the kingdom. I just watched Iraola's video as a player. The guy was very good too. Yeah. So, guys, check this out. Andoni Iraola, Mikel Arteta, and Xabi Alonso all grew up playing for the same amateur youth team in Basque Country. I'm not going to try and pronounce that name in brackets there. In Spain, anyway. So they're all childhood friends. Iraola, Arteta, and Alonso are all childhood friends. Next season, they'll be managing 3 of the biggest teams in the world. Of course, we've got Arteta at Arsenal, Alonso at Chelsea, and Iraola at Liverpool. This feels weird because I always thought it would be Alonso at Liverpool and Iraola at Chelsea, maybe, but I don't have an issue with Liverpool not getting Alonso, people. I just think it's going to hurt, man, seeing him be their manager. That's what I'm worried about. That's what hurts me. Not that we haven't got an Alonso in. The fact that we're going to see him in the league, but managing another club. So, yeah, man. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So all 3 of these, man, were ex-childhood friends, or are still friends, obviously, but they're now all competing in the league as managers, which is mad. But yeah, man, I never knew this. I never knew that all 3 of these, man, were childhood friends. Obviously, next season, they can't be that. You know, we're going to be competing against these lots. So, you know, put your friendships to the side, man. Iraola, I think, will be the manager. We'll have to see, Natasha, what gets said on that. We'll have to see. Spanish Basque coaches are very technical. Now we have 4 in England: Arteta, Alonso, Iraola, and Emery. Is Emery also from there as well, Ramsey? I didn't know that. I know these 3 were childhood friends and they grew up playing them, but they grew up in school and everything together. I didn't know Emery was also from there. Iraola has big cheeks. I never noticed until the side pictures. Yeah, he does. He does, Twisted, man. He does. But guys, they can't be friends next season. I'm sorry. You're going to be competing against Chelsea and Arsenal. You're going to have to put friendship to the side because what we want and the betterment of the club comes before all of that. Emery also from Basque. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. I never knew that. I was surprised to learn that Arteta, Alonso, and Iraola were all friends from childhood. They've known each other for years. Now they're all going to be facing each other as managers next season, which is crazy. They all grew up in the same area, went to the same school. Yeah, exactly. How great is this? There will be 3 teams competing for the title. Yes, and we also went to the same school. Interesting, Natasha. That's nice, man. That's quite nice, man. That is quite a nice thing. I said Arteta has even more people to hug. Yeah, Arteta's going to be giving them. Yeah, man. Alonso, Arteta hugging each other up. Iraola, Arteta hugging each other up potentially. Iraola, Alonso hugging each other up and everything. Yeah, going to be crazy, man. Going to be crazy. But it is what it is, man. I always thought we'd get Xabi in and they'd get Iraola at Chelsea, but it's the other way around, funnily enough, which is crazy. But yeah, all childhood friends, man, and now they're all competing with each other. It goes to show what life can do, man. It goes to show what life can do, doesn't it? You can be friends 1 minute, and then literally in a couple of years' time, or when you're adults, you can be competing against each other as coaches. Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. It's now Arsenal forget City Pool, yeah. Yeah, man. You know what's interesting, Twisted Fate? Yeah. I had a look at all the big 6 clubs and who the managers are. We've got a Spanish coach. Arsenal got a Spanish coach. Chelsea got a Spanish coach. Spurs got an Italian coach. City got an Italian coach. You guys are the odd ones out. You've got Carrick, who's an English coach. Part of me kind of wants you guys to get an Italian coach as well now, because then we can have 3 Spanish guys, 3 Italian guys competing against each other. But yeah, United are the odd ones out, guys. We've got 3 Spanish managers in the Big Six, 2 Italians, and then you got United with Carrick. It'd be nice if they get an Italian as well. Then we can level it out. It can be 3 against 3. I'll send him a message later, Natasha, after the show finishes. I'll reach out to him after the show for sure. Yeah, let me just finish up and I'll reach out to him for sure. Also, people, here's another one. Ranieri is so underrated, man. Honestly, I can't lie. I think Ranieri's a bit of a scrub. I'm not gonna lie. I think he goes in the bracket of a slot in the sense of he's won a league and then he hasn't done well since. I remember he was at Fulham, didn't do well there. Was at Watford, didn't do well there. We smashed them 5-0 when he was Watford manager. Very good at Leicester. Very, very highly spoken of in Leicester City. But I don't think he's a great coach. He's even been to the Serie A and back since then and hasn't done well over there. I don't know, man. Ranieri. I'm not trying to disrespect him, but I don't think he's a great overall coach. I really don't. English coaches typically don't do well, but I want Carrick to succeed because you're an exceptional player. Yeah, that's natural, to be fair. That's natural, to be fair, Twisted Fate. I'm sure you were probably the same way with Solskjaer as well. You probably wanted Solskjaer to succeed too, so it's natural you want an ex-player when he's a coach to do well. I don't remember much about his time at Roma, to be fair, Lesio, but he hasn't really done well since he left Leicester. I'll say that. United got English, Portuguese, Dutch, Scottish past years. I think next, maybe a Thai coach. Yeah, maybe Ramsden. We'll have to see what happens there. We'll have to see. Nah, screw all. He never wanted him. Fair enough. Fair enough. Last season, he was at Roma. Okay. Brought them from 13th place to 5th place. Fair enough then. Maybe, I don't know much. The problem is, Desio, outside of the Prem and Liverpool, I don't watch much football, so I don't know much about what happens in the Serie A, Bundesliga, La Liga. So I just kind of have to rely on what other people are telling me about that. So guys, Team Talk have reported that this as well. So apparently, Jurgen Klopp's role in Liverpool move for Andoni Iraola was revealed, but only after the German turned with that. Okay, so basically, guys, remember a couple of weeks ago there was talks about FSG and John W. Henry going to Spain and meeting up with Klopp. At the time, we all thought maybe they were trying to angle a return for him. I think that maybe FSG met up with Klopp to get his potential thoughts on a successor and a new coach. I wouldn't be surprised if Klopp was the one who recommended Iraola, guys. I've been thinking about this year. Why else would FSG and John W. Henry have gone to Spain to meet with Klopp? I wouldn't be surprised if Klopp was the one who recommended Iraola to them. I wouldn't be. I really wouldn't be, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. It makes sense, to be fair, why they met up with him now. I thought maybe they were trying to angle him coming back or beg him to come back, but maybe they did Maybe they did meet with him to try and get his opinion on who should be the next coach after Slot. It's understandable. I just said that because of the Leicester season. Yeah, no worries, Desio, man. No worries. Yeah, Natasha, I read it. We discussed it on the show on Monday. If you want to go back to watch the Monday show, feel free to do so. It's on the channel, but I discussed that on Monday. Yeah, it was a lovely letter. Spoke about it with the whole chat, man. Lovely, man. I only want managers that played in midfield profit and make the best managers. Just look at the managers that was midfielders, just solidifies my point. Yeah, Twisted Fate, you're right, actually, to be fair. Carrick's one, Lampard's one, Alonso's one, Gerrard was one, but the less we say about Gerrard as a coach, the better. You're right, to be fair. Xavi as well. Oh, shit. I never thought about that, Twisted. I never thought about that ex-midfielders make the best coaches, but now that you mentioned it, you're right. You're right, they do. But yeah, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if Klopp was the one who recommended Iraola. I really wouldn't be. He praised Iraola when he was still here as well. Was very highly speaking of him. Makes sense, man, that Jurgen was the one who recommended him. No, they sounded him out about Iraola and he said that he recommended. Yes, Natasha, that's what I think happened. I think he recommended Iraola, probably. I think he's the one who maybe advocated for him. That's exactly what I think. That's why I think they met up with him, to get his opinion. AC Milan owners have to be the lowest IQ individuals I've ever seen. Getting Slot after a season. Has he been confirmed, Desio? Because Chronic was just saying that he's linked with Fulham now as well, so he's certainly got options open. after leaving Liverpool. I thought maybe he'd take a break with his family, go back to Holland, spend some time with them. But if he wants to get straight back into management, fair play to him, man. Let him continue. Let him crack on. Let him crack on. So, Ramchurn, if you're still in the chat, bro, if you're still in the chat, we're going to discuss the Konate news now a bit. I don't know, but But if they get him, then yeah, Fry's in the bag, potentially. Maybe he'll do. I think he'd do. I don't think Slott's a bad coach. I just don't think he was the right manager for Liverpool, man. That's all I think. But that's just me. So, guys, Konate, Ibrahim Konate. So, Romano posted the other night, Real Madrid have verbal agreement in place with Ibrahim Konate. 4-year deal to be signed despite, depending on when Florentino Perez is re-elected. So, on the election, it looks like Romano's basically saying Perez is going to win it. Here we go, expected right after soon. Konate put Saudi bids on hold for Madrid. Fuck me, man. So, we've lost another player to Madrid on a free. I mean, FSG, when are we going to learn from this, man? That's 2 years in a row players fucked us up. Well, left on a free for Madrid. I don't know what happened with Ibu's contract. I don't know why the fuck we didn't offer him a new one. I don't know why, but we didn't let him go, and now he's going to Madrid. I thought the Konate to Madrid thing had sailed after they rejected him when they said they didn't want him back in January time. But now it looks like they're seeing that he's free and they're thinking, oh, fuck it, why not? Let's go get him. Fuck me, man. I don't have an issue with Konate going Madrid, people. I don't like Madrid as a club, and I'm not going to lie, I think they're scumbags, but I hope Konate does well there because I've always kind of had a soft spot for him as a centre-back. A lot of people criticise him. I've always been one of the people who advocates for him. Ultimately, he didn't leave in the way Trent left. He has left in a respectful way. He wanted to stay. Club didn't want to give him the money. Okay. I wish Konate nothing but the best. I don't wish Madrid the best, but I wish him the best over there. So this looks like it's done. And it looks like Konate has very quickly found his new club. I thought he'd go to Paris Saint-Germain. Personally, I thought he'd go back to France, but listen, man, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Lewis Kuma scored winner for Wales yesterday against Ghana 1-0. Kuma's whole city got promoted. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. Not gonna lie, Liverpool are acting like Real Madrid's academy. Yeah, man, it's annoying, but look, we didn't give Konate what he wanted. We didn't offer him a new deal. I'm not surprised this has happened. I really am. I really are. I'm not, should I say. Wish him the best, bro. Wish Ibu nothing but the best. He's been a very good player for us down the years. So, at Madrid, I hope he does well. I hope Madrid don't do well, but I hope he does well. So, Konate to Madrid people. Looks like the here we go is going to be soon. Could be tomorrow, could be later on today, but yeah. He's quickly found his new club. That's another player that we've let go to Real Madrid on a free as well. That's very good. Very great. Very good business, FSG, man. Very good business. We've got to do something, man, because if this happens again with another player in a couple of years' time, or next season, we need to stop letting players leave on a free. It's starting to annoy me now, can't lie. Even our club is shambles when it comes to transfer windows. Yeah, there's some basic stuff that we should be doing that we just don't do. Konate should have been given a new deal last summer. We should have been sold last summer for a price. We all said, didn't we, after what happened with Trent, don't let it happen again. Konate is going into his last year. Don't let him leave on a free. Give him a contract or either sell him in the summer for a fee. We said it last summer. We literally sat here saying it last summer, people. And a year later, what's happened? He's gone on a free. It's unbelievable. Owen, McManaman, Alonso, Arbeloa, Trent, Konate, Olmo. Yeah, all of them went to Madrid on frees. All of them went to Madrid on frees. To be fair, though, fuck Michael Owen. Big up Stephen McManaman. Big up to Alonso. Big up to Arbeloa as well. Wasn't a great player for Liverpool. Big him up. Fuck Trent. And big up Konate. Only ones on that list that I hold disdain for are Trent and Owen. Owen because he made that move of going to United. That killed it for me with him. Trent because of the way he left. But Alonso, McManaman, Arbeloa, Konate, they didn't leave in disrespectful manners. So I've got nothing but respect for all of those guys. The other two, though, can fuck themselves. The thing is, City and Madrid are very smart, though, at transfer. City got Guehi for only 20 million. Madrid got Dumfries for 25 million and Konate for free. Yeah, they do it a lot, Madrid do. They go for players that are on frees a lot. It is smart. You got to say it's very smart the way they do things. City as well, same thing. City are very smart in the way they do their business. You know, they snatched Guehi from us. They snatched Semenyo from us. Yeah, very, very smart, man. But look, good luck to Konate, man, at his new club. Hopefully he has a good career there. And yeah, fuck Madrid, but big up Konate. Common sense is that Liverpool FC is a place to be in world football. No one has any reason for leaving Liverpool unless you already planned. Yeah, I agree. Cucurella wants to leave Chelsea. What about him at Liverpool? I don't think we'll get Cucurella in the task. I think he goes back to La Liga, maybe. I've seen Barcelona are interested in him. Maybe Atletico Madrid, but I wouldn't mind him. But I think he goes back to La Liga. Either Barcelona or Atletico Madrid. Personally, that's what I think. But I wouldn't say no to him. So the last thing I want to discuss, people, is this. This is something that I don't usually do, but I want to discuss this. This is regarding Liao. Our club want to mock Barcelona, but doesn't want to spend beyond 60 million for one player. Crazy, Desio. Absolutely crazy. So Liao has decided to leave AC Milan this summer. Rafael Liao is set to leave AC Milan this summer. Guys, what do we think? Will we take Liao at Liverpool? We touched on this earlier, but I want to touch on it before I close up. What do we think? Rafael Liao at Liverpool. Will we take him off the left? I certainly would. I think he'd be a decent signing. He's not Luis Diaz level good, like I said. He's not an upgrade on Diaz, but he's a replacement for Diaz that we didn't get last summer. I think he's probably an upgrade on Gakpo. And having Gakpo and Liao as left choice options, I wouldn't say no to that. I wouldn't turn my nose up at that at all. So, what do we think, guys? Liao to Liverpool. Would we take him or not? I certainly would. He's going to leave Milan this summer. Looks like he could be interested in a Premier League club. Go for him, man. Go and get him. You know, I think maybe he's someone that Iraola could be keen on as well. Go do it. Rafael Liao, not an Iraola type. I think Bowen's better than him. I hear that, Ramchen. Bowen wouldn't be a bad shout. What about Valverde or Tuchemeni to Liverpool? Again, that depends on which one leaves, Natasha, because one of them definitely leaves after the bust-up they had. It depends on which one leaves, but I'll take either of those two. I wouldn't say no to them either. We are too obsessed with the debt-free thing. Our owners hate Barcelona's economy model for spending too much and going into debt. That's why we only barely got Diaz for 75 million. Yeah, I hear you, Desio. I don't think I wouldn't have sold Lucho, to be fair. I think we should have kept Lucho around. I think he fucked up big time with Lucho, I can't lie. But I do think if Barcelona had the money for him, he would have chosen Barcelona, because it looked like his family were very keen on getting him a move there at some point in his career. But obviously they couldn't fork up the cash and he went Bayern instead. But that's a deal that I'm always going to be annoyed at, the fact that we let Luis Diaz go to Bayern the way we did. But I agree. I agree. Rafael Leao's physique will be good for English football. Yeah, he's definitely someone that I think a couple of Premier League clubs will look at for sure. Tuchemeni isn't leaving unless Perez isn't the boss. United want him, but we can't go for him unless we know who wins the election. I hear it. I hear that too. Twisted Fate. I do hear that. Yeah, you're welcome, Desio. I wish we didn't sell him, but you're welcome for him. So Liao to Liverpool, potentially. Nothing confirmed on it. I'm just kind of asking everyone else's thoughts on it. But he's going to leave Milan this summer. Would we take him? Remains to be seen. But yeah, there's a couple players that I think we could look at this summer if we're smart. You know, it's all going to depend on Iraola at the end of the day. And what Iraola wants to do. We know how he wants to play. But it's about now what players does he want to bring in? Who does he want to bring in as? Or to build the Liverpool team around. So that runs me to the last point of the stream before I do close up, people. And that is, what can we expect from our new coach? So, Iraola's first season next season. What can we expect from him? Now, realistically, with the players we have, if we have a good summer, I'm taking into account we have a good summer, we back him with a couple of players. I'd say a title challenge and a domestic trophy. That would be my expectations for the first year. I think the league's open with Pep leaving, of course. I think City are going to be going through an adjustment period in Maresca. Chelsea and Alonso are going to have their adjustment period. United and the Carrick, we don't know how that's going to go. De Zerbi at Tottenham, I think, will improve them. We don't know how that's going to go. Have I missed anyone? Arsenal are the champions. They're going to be right back up there. So other than Arsenal, we've all got new coaches in the Big Six. So we're all going to have an adjustment period next season in the summer. But if we get it right, I trust Iraola. I think he's a good coach. So for me, my expectations next season would be a title challenge. If we can win it, great. But a title challenge, and I would like a domestic trophy, an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup, one of the two. And of course, being Liverpool, we always want to do well in the Champions League as well, don't we? So for me, their title challenge for me, and a domestic trophy. That would be my expectation, and I think that's more than possible, man. That's more than possible if we have a good window. Um, Not gonna lie, that Leal performance versus Spain in the Nations League final was good. It was very good, Desio. I remember that one. Very good performance from him. Out of subject. Watch Endo Samurai at World Cup. Japan long shot for winning World Cup. Remember this. Okay, obviously you're giving Japan a chance for the World Cup. I hear you, Ramchen. I'll have a look at that. I'll have a look at that for sure. I think you got to give same expectations on Iraola as we are with Carrick. We expect at least one trophy and guarantee UCL title challenge is wild right now. I hear that, Twisted Fate. But I was just saying that everyone's going to be going through an adjustment period, aren't they? Alonso at Chelsea, Maresca at City, De Zerbi at Tottenham. Someone's going to have to challenge Arsenal, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying we got to win it, of course, but I'd like to be up there, of course, in the conversation. But yeah, Champions League football is definitely a must. So I do think a domestic trophy, though. I want to see Iraola next season get over the line because he still hasn't won nothing as a coach, guys. He still hasn't won a trophy as a coach. So that's something for me. I want to see him be able to do at Liverpool, whether it's the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, get a trophy, get the winning feeling for yourself. Now, good thing is we've still got winners in the team. We've still got winners in the team, like the Van Dijks, the Allisons, that can carry the team on from there. But him as a coach, I think he's going to have to prove next year that he's got to win. And I believe he can. I believe he can, man. Slot is going there. Milan, potentially, yeah. They are correct, but you yourself are also adjusting period, same as us. Yeah, definitely Twisted Fate, 100%, man. So we'll have to see how this goes. I'm optimistic and positive for the future, but I also am aware that maybe it can take a bit of time. You know, we haven't been able to play this intense brand of football since Klopp left back in 2024. For in 2026 now, we've gone 2 seasons without playing that way. So it might be a bit difficult for the players to get back into the rhythm of stuff. But once we do, with the team we have, I do think we can see massive improvements next year for sure. I wouldn't be feeling, guys, I'm going to be honest, if Slot was still here, I wouldn't be feeling this optimistic for the season. I'd be very downbeat about it. But with him gone, it's kind of like I've been given a new lease of life, as a lot of other Liverpool fans have as well. I was going to say, what if Ancelotti instead of Brazil moved to Liverpool? But I remember he's an Evertonian. Yeah, he's an Evertonian, Desio, so he can't come to Liverpool because of that. But I remember when Rodgers got sacked, the 2 standout candidates for the Liverpool job were Ancelotti and Jurgen Klopp. It was going to be out of those 2. And Liverpool opted to go for Jurgen Klopp. Obviously, I think in hindsight, it was the perfect decision. But he could have been the Liverpool coach if maybe FSG had turned another way. Maybe if they'd gone for Ancelotti back then instead of Jurgen. But obviously, we went for Klopp and the rest of history, man. Plus, I don't think Ancelotti would work well with FSG. And he would have worked well with them back then. So I can see why we didn't go for him. But with him being an Evertonian now, he's never going to be a Liverpool coach. Forget it. Never. But he's still a brilliant manager nonetheless. Next season, 6-7 teams have a big chance to win the Premier League. It's going to be a reset. Yeah, like I said, no Pep no more, Ramchan. No Pep in the league no more, man. City are not the big dogs no more. They're having an adjustment period, just like everyone else. You know, they got a manager coming in who isn't Pep. He's, you know, no, I'm not gonna say unproven because he's won it, but he's got a big job to do in replacing Guardiola. So City fans can't do the whole gimmick now. If we've got Pep, we're clear of everyone. You guys are in the same boat as Liverpool, United, Chelsea, Arsenal, everyone now. You've now got to accept that you've got a manager who's on the similar level of ours. And yeah, man, no more. I'm glad. I'm happy actually, guys, because with Pep gone, it really intrigues me as to how the league goes next year. The first league now in a while without Guardiola in it. I'm intrigued to see how this goes. I really am. and I'm looking forward to it. Diamande to Liverpool, fingers crossed, Natasha. Hopefully, man. Hopefully. Ancelotti's a crazy manager. He's been winning longer than most people have been football fans. Yes, his record's insane, man. He's a great coach. By the way, where is Mohamed Salah going? We don't know, Ramchan. We don't know. I'd imagine he's going to Saudi Arabia, but there's talks on him going to Turkey potentially, somewhere like that. But we'll have to see with Mo where he goes, Ramchan. I do think he goes Saudi Arabia though. Hopefully, see you later. Yeah, Natasha, I'll reach out to Uncle Raj and see what he's saying. If he wants me to, I'll find so. Unfortunately, no, Ramchan. I think with the video that came out, the goodbye he did, I think the ship sailed. I think if we'd sacked Slot sooner though, we probably would have seen Mo see out his last year. But it is what it is. Unfortunately, I don't think Mo stays. Unfortunately, I don't. Unfortunately, man. It's a shame though because I think he would have if Slot had gone earlier. But guys, it's been a great talk with every single one of you, man. I've enjoyed it again. Big up to you all in the chat. Big up to every single one of you. My star player rejected Saudi and like your star prophet. Yeah. Your star player, Bruno, isn't it? Yeah, Bruno. Yeah. Yeah, man. Big up to you all, man. I appreciate every single one of you locked in. It's been a great chat as always. Haven't been able to go live I haven't been live since Monday and there's been a lot of news broke since then. So I appreciate everyone who locked in, man. Big up you all. At Bayern, he was a disaster. We forced to take our treble manager from retirement to save us. Yeah, I remember Desio. He may have a change in heart. Maybe Natasha, but I think it's unlikely. I hope we sign Darwin. Good night, bye. I wouldn't, Ramchen. If he's not good enough to even get into the Al Hilal team, which it looks like he's struggling to do, he doesn't seem to be able to get into that team. So, I wouldn't be going back to Darwin, man. So I would not be doing that. Look how much wages they offered Bruno when you got time profit. It's mad. He rejected that. I'll have a look, Twisted Fate, in a bit. I'll have a look, and next time I'm on stream, I'll let you know on that. But I'll have to have a look at that for sure. But guys, big up, man. I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna go relax for the rest of the evening. And yeah, appreciate every single one of you locked in. Big up to you all, man. Big up to you all. Who was in the chat? Big up to my brother Vidge, guys. Make sure you sub to Vidge on his gaming channel and his regular one as well. Big up to Die for Liverpool. Big up Twisted Fate, man. Big up Ramchurn. Big up Natasha. Who else was in here? Big up Desio. Big up to Chronic, guys. Make sure you sub to Chronic as well. Yeah, man. Big up to every single one of you locked in, man. Big up, bro. Big up Twisted. Big up Desio. Catch you in a bit, man. I'll be back tomorrow with another show. And yeah, profit out in a bit, guys. Peace. Up the Reds. Let's go.